All right. Well, what's happening? Ward Wrestling Live, 4 o'clock show. We actually have a Florida legend, Elijah Varona, on here, two-time state champ out of South Dade. Won one of them on a broken ankle, torn ligaments, whatever it was. He did it. Well, two-time state champ at South Dade and world junior team member. And he's here with us again from the legendary program at South Dade. What's up, Elijah, man? Pretty dope to have you on. It's an honor to have you here. And what's up, man?
Not much.
Yeah, just chilling in the 305 right now and then heading off to school shortly.
Yep, can't wait. Can't wait to get back to the grind. Scrap.
Yeah, man, good. I bet, it's in your blood. I'm sure you're ready to get going. First things first, the elephant in the room. Man, what has this off season been like with kind of everything that's been going on?
I mean, it's been pretty terrible with the whole virus, but it hasn't been that bad, to be honest, for me, because it's just been rebuilding for me. Just time to think to myself, especially what am I doing this for? Like all this training for what? Where do I want to go? And it's just brought a lot of thoughts to me that just it's a lot that I'll have by myself that I can use to train and get ahead, rather than stay behind. And so it's been pretty good. It hasn't been bad at all.
Good for you, man. So time to kind of relax and reflect, right? Yeah, and you're kind of at a level now where you know how to wrestle, right? So
Yeah.
you kind of have to just kick back and relax. Well, that's good, man. Are they still going to do the state champ camp this year?
Oh, I have no clue.
No, I haven't heard a bunch of stuff. Maybe. Speaking of that, talk about what it was like growing up down there in that hotbed and getting a chance to wrestle for that legendary program of South Dade, and then the coaches, Coach B, Coach Duck, the Lugos. I mean, how awesome is that program, and what do they mean to you, and how do they stay so consistent, and just how have they built this just unbelievable dynasty?
It all came from the root of Coach Duck and Coach B, Coach Balmaceda. I've known I wanted to play since I was in diapers. Coach B was my second dad. He was always there. Let me know this. Brevin, me and Coach B's son, he was my first training partner. He was my first practice partner ever. So we grew up together, and I mean, going to South Dade was it was awesome because I used to see what Coach B did there and how consistent every single practice was and how well structured it was. Those were huge things that other training didn't really do. They weren't organized at all. They practice 2-on-1s, one practice, and then they wouldn't practice 2-on-1s for another 2 weeks. Hold up, you just taught me how to do a 2-on-1 inside trick. We're supposed to at least practice it the next day. At least 2 days later, I remember, refresh. It's all about reps. Repetition, and those are just some really good things that they had. And Coach Duck, it was just they also have relationship with the wrestlers as well and connect with them, because it's the same thing. I'm not the only one that in order for me to really wrestle, in order for me to really wrestle really good, I need to trust my coach. I need to trust the fact that he knows how I wrestle. He knows what's best for me out there. If he knows that 2 moves are my greatest position, but a body lock is, get out of the 2-on-1 immediately with a body lock. He knows that that type of thing. So, I mean, to them is freaking awesome. I didn't want to wrestle for anyone else, to be honest with you. I've never seen a program where, we're on Homestead. We're all the way at the bottom down south. So you get all the kids that are foreigners and, a lot of, kids that don't have much money and, aren't really going anywhere. Kids that don't have a future. And you'll see coaches turn them into a state champ within the next year. Going to college.
And get them into college and get them an education. And that's just great. And I'm sure you see all those guys coming back to Homestead to give back, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course, all the time.
Yeah, man. How about your boys up in Iowa, man? It's good to see, Lugo repping Florida, right? And doing big things. And probably would have won it this year. Not probably. Man, I'd have put the money on him, doing big things. And then, as you said, Duck's son, your boy, heading out there, man, they're just kind of reloading.
Yeah.
How important, knowing that, I know we'll get into you choosing Grandview now over in Iowa, but how much was knowing your boy will be in Iowa? Was that part of the decision? Like, hey, I got my brother right there and I'm ready to.
Yeah, so that was also another thing about it was Spencer Lee. Like that's the number one guy in the world, number one guy in the country.
Yes.
There's nobody that doesn't get any better than that. And the
He's,
fact that I can
he's
always-
not bad, right?
I'm not mad at all because I can be coach, I'd love to go get a practice with Spencer. Like I know he wouldn't say no. Like I know he wouldn't. And even if I'm gonna get my shit kicked in, fuck it. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get better. I want to go and get better. And also other reason why is the number one guy in the country at NAI is in my weight class is at Grandview. So it doesn't get better than that I can have you every single day. I want you every single day. So there's so many pros there. It just seemed they just no other better option for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, I didn't realize how close you and Raina were. So obviously, knowing he's going to be in the same state, it's got to be nice to just kind of be able to lean on your buddy, because I'm sure there's ups and downs.
It's really good to have those guys over there. I mean, Lugo and Reina, and I also know a bunch of other guys over there in Iowa as well. But it's good to have some Florida guys with me up there.
Yeah, man, cool. And yeah, they're doing great things. They just kind of reload down there in South Dade, huh? And feeding in from the club, the Gladiators, and man, it's awesome. So I know that coming out of high school, you were offered a full scholarship to Missouri.
Yeah.
I think you felt like maybe you weren't ready yet or big enough yet, and decided to go off to the Olympic Training Center. And now coming back into college, you made a decision to go off to Grandview and rep the NAI and compete with the best. But talk about that process, because I think obviously young men out there should hear that there are avenues to go if you don't feel ready.
Yeah, so I definitely didn't feel ready. I was really small. I didn't want to get hurt because I'm very prone to injury. So like I didn't want to go out there and put myself at a risk that I knew that it was going to be possible that I'd get seriously hurt and be out for longer. So that was definitely part of it. Also the fact that I just got 2 hip surgeries. I had a problem with my hips since I was born and I never knew about it. I just knew that like I ran really funny. I couldn't really run. I don't go for runs. I think the best conditioning for wrestling is wrestling, not not like some coaches like from freaking like some other I don't say names, like some coaches make their kids run 5 miles before practice. And I'm just like, how does that make sense? You're making your kids run 5 miles every single day before practice. How do you expect them to give it their all when they just ran 5 miles before a practice? It doesn't make much sense to me. And like, I just think best cardio for wrestling is wrestling. But yeah.
Hey, everybody's built differently, right? And everybody coaches differently. And, you have guys in the UFC like the Diaz brothers that say, if you can't run, you can't fight. And then you got the other end of fighters like yourself who've been at the top of your high school game, and other people that say, hey, cardio is best done this way. And so, you've been successful so far in your wrestling career. So, hey, do whatever you do, man, and keep getting better. But yeah, speaking of injury prone, obviously, 2-time state champ in Florida. But the big thing was, what happened? You come into your senior year, you're getting ready to defend your title. You're back under the bleachers there where they put the mats down, and you're just kind of doing your thing. And man, tell us the story. Go through it, and then, one thing that I want to know is, man, how the fuck did you get your mind right to be able to say, yo, I got a busted ankle, but I'm gonna go do this? Like that takes a lot of heart, man. So first of all, Hell yeah, good job. But tell the story, man, for our viewers.
So, all right. So me and Brevin were sitting up in the stands, right? And there's about, I think there's about 45 minutes, maybe an hour before they were going to start the first round. So my dad, the whole team was already drilling. We were just, we didn't know, So I hear, I think my dad or Coach Dad be like, yo, what the hell you guys doing? We're down there, started warming up. And we're like, oh shit, we didn't know like they were here. So we run down there, whatever. And then Bretley kind of like getting loose, to drill. And then I put on my shoes. I take one shot. I come back up. Boom, two heavy ball on my ankle. I heard a big pop. And I heard the big pop. I was like, oh, this is it. Like, that was a big pop. I was like, there's something wrong. And I just felt a lot of pain. And I was like, and I started grabbing my leg. And I was like, Coach Duck, come here, come here, my ankle. So he started taking off my foot and he screams for calling my dad. My dad comes. And this is funny thing that my dad, I broke my arm in sixth grade. And my dad was like, suck it up. He's never been like, I'm telling you, my arm was in a Z. It was crazy. Like, he's never had any remorse or any like, oh, it's okay. No, he's always telling me, suck it up. Like, you're man, So my ankles start swelling up. And my dad looks at me and goes, son, it's okay. We can go to the hospital. And while he's saying that, I'm like, and I stop and I'm like, what? And I look at him and it was just like, what the heck are you saying? And then he was like, don't worry, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Like, it's okay. We're going to go to the hospital. I was like, nah, I came here to win. I'm going to win this thing. And I was like, we're going to take that freaking ankle. Let's go take this shit. So they helped me up, whatever. And then I couldn't put any weight on it at all. We go to the medical area and they started checking out my leg. They were taping it and I had to put my foot in the shoe and my foot didn't fit. So I had to switch to a new pair of shoes and they had to, the swell was like right in front of my foot. Like it was right here. So they had to like carve it with this metal thing and put it to the side. I'm telling you, is the word. It's painful thing ever. They carved the swelling to this side, and then we were able to fit my shoe on. You fit my shoe on and walk.
Good thing they sell shoes at the state championship thing, huh?
No, it was actually one of my little wrestlers that I trained. He was like, "Hey, did you use my shoes?" And like, I have really small feet, so we fit.
Oh, perfect. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. So they get your foot in the shoe.
Yeah, so we're starting to get my foot in the shoe, and they go, Elijah Varona. No, they say we're going to start the first round. We're going to start at 106, right? And I'm like, oh, sweat, like I got to get my shoe on. So I get my shoe on finally. I tie the shoe, and then I get up to try to walk, and it felt like I was stepping on needles. Like it hurt so bad, so I couldn't put my foot in at all. So they gave me crutches. So I crutch over to the front desk or whatever. And they go, Elijah Varona, you're up. So I get my thing, whatever. I go to my first, and I'm not gonna lie, I was shitting bricks. I was nervous as hell because I'm like, how the hell am I gonna do this? Like I'm on one leg.
And dude thinks he's got it easy, right? He's like, yeah, I got the #1 wrestler. He's hurt. I got this.
Yeah. So whatever. I get in there and I'm like, you know what? Like I'm a Greco dude. I could throw people. What if I could just try and headlock people to their backs and just get it over with? I don't want to last a full match. Like I got one leg, So I get in there, and I remember I think I headlocked this kid. I bring him down to his knees, back down to my level, and then I just headlocked him to his back. Boom, I pinned him. Second match. After the first match, I was like, all right, like I felt it out. It was just a matter of like getting out there and just like, all right, like I put myself in this situation. I said I'm gonna do it. So I got to do it, no matter how I'm feeling, I got to give it my best. So I went out there, whatever. My second match, this kid was like 50 something and 0. And he was like from up north. And my coach, he kind of came up to me, Coach B, he came up to me. He's like, man, this kid looks kind of tough. And then I'm just like, Coach, I don't care. And he was like 54 and 0, something like that. Like, Coach, I don't care. He's like, all right, let's do it. And I'm getting ready, and the kid he was one of my boys from Lake Highland. He goes to me, and I'm standing with my crutches waiting for my second match, and he goes, "Yo, that kid's staring at you hard." And this kid was pacing like this back and forth, just staring me, eyeing me down, trying to get me scared, 'cause I was like in crutches. And it's kind of funny because this kid, like, he staring me down. I just look at him, I turn and I go, I threw a kiss at him. I just kept on with my crutches. I just
Yeah.
pissed off, and he like walked away. That kid ended up actually figure four-ing my leg while I put him on his back. Like he was mean, but I pinned that kid. And then I pinned my way to the state final. And then I won the state finals like 13-1 or something like that, 13-2.
Wow.
I was
Who
shocked.
who did you have in the state finals?
This kid from Sarasota, Michael, blanked on his last name. His dad was his coach too.
Has he won? Has he won since you moved on?
No, he actually lost the following year to Malik Hines.
What? That's bad luck. He gets Varona, then Hines. That sucks. Yeah. Well, everybody lost to Malik Hines, so
yeah, that kid shocked me. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was number one my junior year. Kid came out of nowhere and just texted me 17-1.
Malik.
Who is it?
Yeah.
His butt in the summer, like months before. I didn't know where they out and text me 17-1. I'm the number one in the state. This kid wasn't ranked. And he just comes out and texts me. And that was actually a crazy year. I'd probably say that year was harder than my senior year, like than the broken leg test, because that kid, I lost him 17-1. I turned to my dad. I said, "Dad, what do I do?" And he looked at me. He's like, "Son, you got to train to be sleeping." And I was like,
Yeah, he's something special, man. I just had yesterday. I had Darian Toy Cruz on yesterday, who wrestled at Lehigh, but coaches Malik now a little bit, and he said, "Man, the sky's the limit for that kid." He's a stud, and it's awesome for all you guys to see around the country and see your boys, and see your fellow Florida kids, man. That's just good, man. All you guys repping Florida, but man, holy shit, coming out and doing that, man, pretty dope. I just had Bob Hewerkamp. He said, "One of the most amazing athletic mental feats I have personally witnessed, equal to Lance Armstrong nearly falling off his bike and winning the Tour de France." So, man, that's high praise. And yeah, I mean, wrestling is a physical sport, and you people say you got to do it hurt, but I don't know many that do it on a broken ankle. But man, God bless you. So you win it, right? I mean, what were the emotions when you did that?
They were, how do I explain it? Like it was pretty cool, like, but I didn't really feel emotions till like, I'd probably say like, a while after, because when I won it, it was kind of a thing for me that I was just like, everybody's so like, woo, but I was just like, all right, like I did this. I said I was going to do it and I did it. And I wasn't super like, crazy about it, because I just feel like it's expected. Like we're wrestlers, we're not basketball players. We don't twist our ankle like, oh, I can't play. Ow. I'm out. Like, nah, we're wrestlers, bro. You puncture, you take my eyeball out. I got to be knocked out for me to stop wrestling. I'm sorry. You break my arm, you break whatever you got to break, I'm still wrestling. Like that's just the way we are. We're gladiators, right? Like back in the day, they fight till death. Like this is who we are, So I just didn't really think it was like super crazy,
And now what you had to learn a lot about yourself, man. Now your confidence of, man, I can do anything in life has got to be huge. Because for you were just like, man, I got a hurt ankle, I'm gonna go do this. For the fans, they're like, look at this guy Bob Hewerkamp talking about it, like, holy shit, that dude just did this on a broken ankle. And to us, we're like, whoa, right? And to you, you're like, this is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. So I'm sure it took you time to look back and go, damn, bro, I did that, right? So
so I would tell the story to like some other friends and like some, people that had never wrestled. and they're like, no way. And like, they create this crazy reaction, just kind of like, and it took me a while to be like, is this actually really that crazy? Like, do a lot of people actually really think that this is such a crazy, and it took me a while to be like, damn, that actually is pretty cool that I did that. So I'm glad that I was able to make that example for other people, that if you get a small boo-boo, you got to keep pushing. It's the same thing in life. You got a small obstacle, you got a big obstacle, whatever it is, you just got to keep moving forward, keep pushing. Because as far as I know, what my coach told me, he said, if you win the state title, you push hard, this pain is only temporary. That state title is going to be forever. And I'm so glad that I didn't let myself say, you know what, I'm going to go to the hospital, whatever. I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. My ankle is perfectly fine now, and I'm a two-timer. So that's my life. I'm going to have that.
How important was it that you practiced Greco?
It was very essential. Because I headlocked everybody. Everything that I did to make it to the state finals was based off of throwing. Everything. Just throwing from my knees.
So what? So it's gonna suck being your teammate, because people are gonna be like, no, my ankle hurts, my finger hurts, and you're gonna be like, yo, hold on, let me put in this tape.
Yeah.
Suck it up, rub some dirt on it. That's awesome, man. So what are your future plans, your future goals? I know, short term you're going off to Grandview. I'm sure you want to get your degree. How many more years of eligibility do you have?
Well, as of right now, I think for NAI I have 4, and then for NAI I have 4, and then for Division I have 3.
Nice. So what are your goals? What are your plans? Where do you see yourself short term, long term?
Well, right now, short term, plan to win the next world title. I'm still U23, so I'm definitely gonna be gunning for U23s. And the following senior trials, I really want senior trials, but I'm just recovering and just like getting back really into with my bilateral hip surgery. So I don't want to go and I'm also underweight and I get injured and then I'm out for longer, So I want to take it step by step, take it a little slow. That's also, another reason why I'm pretty much at, wanting to go, of course, lower division, because D1's it's not little kids you be wrestling, it's grown men. So I'm just trying to take it slow right now. Keep up getting straight A's. I want to get straight A's for the rest of my college career. Win a world title. I want to be the best in the world. I think that would be a pretty good achievement for, I win a world title as well. So those are some of my goals. And whatever comes in the process, as far as NAI title, D1 title, whatever it is, I want to be the best in the world, and everything's going to come in the process. So that's just there's one goal for me.
Yeah, well, you have another fan here. I'll be watching. I got to meet a lot of people through doing my show since April, and so now it's pretty cool. I get to, when wrestling gets going again, I'll be able to look up people and keep up with them and watch them, and then, hopefully, when I start doing my show during the season, we can put up wrestling matches and we can look at stuff and some cool stuff. And man, first of all, congratulations on everything you've done in your career and doing it the right way, and taking your time and understanding that you needed a detour in order to get back on track, and that's okay. Life is long and it's a marathon. So taking your time is good. Now, one big question before we get into my 10 questions. Finish this sentence. Without wrestling, I would be.
Without wrestling, I wouldn't be anywhere, to be honest with you. I wouldn't start off. I don't like school. I don't. Without wrestling, I wouldn't be consistent with my grades. I wouldn't be motivated. Just get it done. I wouldn't have good time management, because all of these things, they all come from wrestling. I've noticed that like, I started off my college career with a 1.7 GPA, and now I have a 3.6. And it was all because I had to set my mind to, okay, based off of the quote, once you've wrestled, everything else in life is easy. So, and I'm call me prideful, I don't care. I'm proud that I'm a wrestler, because wrestling teaches you so much consistency, discipline, everything you could even think of that you'll need for life. And as far as a job, as far as, just suck it up, man. Just get it done. Just get through it. Because at the end of the day, work, payday's gonna come.
I think you could create a new quote now. Forget Dan Gable's quote. We can say, when you win a state championship on a broken ankle, everything else in life is easy. We can just take that quote and that's it. I mean, who's Dan Gable anyway? Yeah.
And I've learned a lot of stuff from him as well. He's an icon. I've watched his documentary at least 20 times. Like, he's such an amazing wrestler and human being. But these are the people that have set the way for us. And like, now that we're more in 2020, I hope that I put in my 2 cents of inspiring the younger generation that's going to come up as well. That's one of the reasons why I really did that broken ankle thing, is because I wanted to inspire people that listen. Like, you got a small boost. It's okay. It's gonna be temporary. You push through and you do it, benefit you in life. Do it.
Yeah, we need to add to your documentary. Grab that NAIA title, grab an NCAA, grab a Worlds. We need to add to your documentary, so when we see that documentary, we're like, man, not only did he do this, but look what he's done in life, and that's awesome, man. Good for you. And yeah, man, I'm just proud to say I got to meet you. Proud to say I know you, and obviously I always hear. I've only been to 2 or 3 state tournaments, because I think 3 seasons, 2 years, and of course, how many years ago was that?
The ankle story.
No, when you won your second state.
2017.
So it might have been, probably maybe my first time there or something. But you always hear, hey, remember that kid that won a championship on that?
Yeah.
That story is legendary now. So
Crazy. I actually had people, like, I had family fans. Like, it was crazy. I had people come up to me the following year that I would come to see my other teammates, and like, the following year. And I remember having this family that the dad comes up to me and he goes, "Are you Elijah Varona?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Can I have a picture with you?" And I'm like, "Sure." I was like,
yeah.
just like, my whole family saw you win the world title last year in one leg. That was super inspirational. I was like, awesome. Yeah, for sure. Let's do this.
That's cool, man. And every year you come back to states, hopefully somebody else is making you feel that good, because that's awesome, man. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, Calle Ocho or Santa's Enchanted?
Calle Ocho.
Single leg or double leg?
Double. 2 is better than 1.
Wynwood or Bayside?
Wynwood.
High crotch or hip toss?
High crotch.
Key Biscayne or South Beach?
That's hard. Oh, they're both so good. They're 2 different vibes, but I'll say South Beach. South Beach.
Yeah. And listen, there's no rules to this game, so you can say push. It's cool. Andy Bricker said one of Florida's best. Steve Hall says great ambassador for Florida. Fireman's carry or ankle pick?
Fireman's carry, for sure.
The upper keys or the lower keys?
Lower keys.
The cradle or the half?
Half.
All right, a colada or a cafecito?
Oh, cafecito for sure.
I love them. Leg ride tilts or roll through tilts?
Leg rides.
Nice. Hey, man, anytime you want to come on, you're welcome. When you get up to Grandview, man, I'd be happy to have you on again and talk about arriving there. I've gotten to meet those folks while I do this show. You've got a Florida girl up there in Valles who's coaching on the girls' side.
Yeah.
She's awesome, and I have yet to been able to meet the men's coach, but I hear legendary things about him. And you can see the humans that are out in the world coaching because of him.
Yeah.
And I had your boy Bonilla on, who said, man, I got here and all of a sudden this guy's got me with a B average, and I'm doing the right things, and he's put his arm around me, and very thankful for him. So stories like that, man, they mean a lot. And man, just go out there, make Florida proud, make yourself proud, and, keep kicking life's ass.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then keep repping that 305. I tell people, I've been up here since 98 or something, but I was definitely born and raised in the county of Dade, as the rapper says. I can't rap though, but it's all right. Hey man, any of your boys want to come on? Any of your girls want to come on? Anybody please refer them to the show. I'd love to have them on. And man, God bless you.
For sure. Thank you. Thank you.
You take care, man. Thank you so much.